Dia demi kemenangan.
All set for action. The stars are shining tonight. This is incredible.
Marilah menuju kegemilangan bersama kami.
That's the moment he's been waiting for. There it is.
UEFA Euro 2024 ke semua 51 perlawanan secara langsung di Sport TV dengan Astro.
5 lelaki penghantar makanan didakwa di Mahkamah Magistrate Bangi atas tuduhan membunuh seorang pemandu kereta lelaki dalam satu kejadian.
4 sungai di sekitar kawasan perindustrian Pasir Gudang di Johor termasuk Sungai Kim Kim didapati tercemar dan berada pada tahap yang membimbangkan. Kerajaan sudah mulakan inisiatif untuk menggantikan kenderaan operasinya kepada kenderaan elektrik EV dalam skala kecil terlebih dahulu.
Terdapat sedikit kebimbangan berkaitan dengan peningkatan kos sara hidup dan juga bagaimana untuk orang ramai mengimbangi peningkatan kos itu dengan perbelanjaan hari raya nanti. Sepanjang bulan Ramadan nanti, cuaca dijangka panas kering sepanjang 30 hari berkenaan.
Peniaga makanan di Bazar Ramadan dinasihatkan supaya jujur dalam menyediakan makanan, terutama dari sudut kualiti dan penjagaan makanan.
Kod Sukan Selamat ialah panduan komprehensif yang dibangunkan oleh Kementerian Belia dan Sukan. Ia meliputi segala-galanya daripada skop salah laku kepada memastikan kesejahteraan psikologi. Kita bukan sahaja melindungi diri kita sendiri, tetapi kita juga menjadikan sukan sebagai ruangan lebih selamat untuk semua. Komuniti yang berpengetahuan adalah komuniti yang kuat. Speak up, speak out.
Hello and good evening. You're watching AWANI Tonight with me, Hafiz Marzukhi. A fire broke out at the Genting Highlands theme park in Pahang today. The Pahang Fire and Rescue Department says it was alerted of the fire at 4:55 p.m. Officials say the fire started on the second floor of the theme park before spreading to the fourth floor. No casualties have been reported so far. The cause of the incident is still under investigation. The Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission will work with the police to investigate alleged leaked documents on Zayn Rayyan Abdul Matin's murder case on Telegram. Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil says this is necessary to curb any speculation among the public.
Fahmi said so far he has not received any information from MCMC pertaining to the screenshots purportedly showing the investigation papers for Zayn Rayyan's murder case being circulated on Telegram. Fahmi also urged the public to leave the matter to the authorities and not to make any speculations. On Thursday, local watchdog Edisi Siasat reportedly shared investigation papers of the case on their Telegram, which has since made rounds on social media. Meanwhile, the police said they would submit a request to the MCMC to take down the screenshots, adding that it can affect the ongoing trial. Parents of murdered autistic child Zayn Rayyan both pleaded not guilty to charges of child neglect in a manner that might cause physical harm on Thursday. They were charged under Section 31(1)(a) of the Child Act 2001.
The police has not been able to establish the motive behind national footballers Faizal Halim's acid attack. Bukit Aman Criminal Investigation Department Director Datuk Seri Muhammad Shuhaili Muhammad Zayn says police have widened their scope of investigations, which is now in its second phase.
Apa yang kita nampak hanyalah pattern. 2 hari sekali, 2 hari sekali. Ya, pattern tu kita nampak. Motif kita tak ada. Untuk mengesan pelaku kepada Faizal Halim, kita dah buat, we uplifted the fingerprint, came out negative. Photo feed yang mana semua sedia maklum tidak banyak membantu, ya, dan ya kita sedang melaksanakan risikan lah. We will work out on that. Yeah, that is a process of investigation. It's not easy when you do not have saksi-saksi awam, saksi-saksi bebas yang boleh membantu kami. Yeah, that is the challenge, but we will never stop.
Suhaili said police have also recorded the statements of several individuals at the Football Association of Malaysia office and will meet with Faisal soon. Faisal made his first public appearance saying he refused to hide and wanted to live a normal life. He suffered 4th-degree burns on several parts of his body after being splashed with acid by an unknown individual at a shopping centre in Petaling Jaya on May 5th.
Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim has denied claims that Malaysia is considering recruiting teachers from Singapore to teach English. According to him, the discussion with his Singaporean counterpart, Lawrence Wong, was about establishing a volunteer program aimed at boosting English proficiency and improving bilateral relations between Malaysia and Singapore.
Bukan kita pilih guru daripada Singapura, dengarlah dulu kadang-kadang jadi pakar-pakar 3 minit, kemudian terus lontar di media sosial. Faktanya salah. Apa yang salahnya? Salahnya ialah bahawa kita sekarang akan melantik guru-guru bahasa Inggeris dari Singapura. Itu salah. Yang saya bicarakan dengan Perdana Menteri Lawrence Wong ialah mengadakan skim bantuan atau melantik seperti seorang sukarelawan yang dibayar oleh pemerintah Singapura untuk pergi ke kawasan-kawasan terutama di kawasan miskin bandar dan desa dan pedalaman Sabah dan Sarawak untuk mengajar bahasa Inggeris.
10 companies which increased their price of goods and services after the targeted diesel subsidy began were called up to explain themselves. Minister of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living, Dato' Armizan Muhammad Ali, says initial investigations showed that 4 of the companies had approval for the fleet card but were still given notice for increasing the prices of goods and services.
He added that the remaining 6 companies have vehicles which are not registered under the subsidized diesel control system SKDS 2.0. Armizan said each company will be asked to provide detailed information, including documents related to the offering of services or the sale of goods for the purpose of preparing profitability analysis. The Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry launched Ops Kesan 2.0 on June 8th that was aimed to ensure that all determinants or price increases under SKDS 2.0 were in compliance with the Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Regulations 2011.
Malaysia requires over 2,000 bags of blood on average every day to ensure adequate supply to face any future health challenges. On World Blood Donor Day, Dr. Farzana Rizwan from Taylor's University shares the current state of blood donation in Malaysia and how to promote more new donors to come forward.
Malaysia needs around 2,200 bags per day. As of 12th of June, there was collection of around 52 bags. And, around 2.2% of Malaysians, they donate blood. And the Ministry of Health wants it to increase to 3%. And if we look at the blood donation rate, so we see that, it dropped during the pandemic, but slowly picking up. But currently it is somewhere around 22.5 people, per 1,000 population. So Ministry of Health wants to achieve around 35 to 40 per 1,000 population by the year 2030. This is what they are looking at.
According to Dr. Farzana, while there is a steady increase of regular donors, the pool of new donors has shrunken over time. She recommended ways to attract new donors, especially among the younger population.
We need young donors between, from 17 years onwards. And the young donors, the young people are quite tech savvy. They're, much more tech savvy than us. So than me, I will not include you. You are also very young. So we can improve their awareness and their engagement in donating blood via using the technology more and more, engaging them, giving them incentives, more incentives, and making it easier for them to have appointments, cancellation of appointments, if they want to reschedule their appointments, it should be easier for them because people are very busy as well, these days. So, we need to facilitate them more. Moreover, as I already have spoken about the misconceptions, the fears at the level of community. So we need to address those misconceptions in the community that no, it is, donating blood is not going to affect your health. It's not going to have bad effects on your body or your mind, but instead it is going to be beneficial to you.
We'll go for a short break. Stay with us.
Penyasaran subsidi diesel di Semenanjung tidak akan memberi kesan kepada harga barangan keperluan di Sabah, Sarawak dan Labuan.
660 individu berusia bawah 21 tahun di Sarawak telah diberikan kewarganegaraan.
Sarawak kini menjalinkan kerjasama dengan Bank Dunia dalam menjayakan perdagangan karbonnya.
Welcome back. Over 2 million Muslims from all around the world began the annual Hajj pilgrimage in Saudi Arabia today. As the pilgrims make their way towards the Grand Mosque, they are expected to reach Mina, marking the beginning of the Hajj process. Located 7 kilometers northeast of the Grand Mosque, Mina holds a crucial position between Makkah and Muzdalifah. This valley, flanked by mountains to the north and south, is populated only during the Hajj period and lies within the boundaries of the Great Mosque. Saudi Arabia has made extensive preparations to welcome Hajj pilgrims at the initial stages of the processes, including setting up 4 hospitals ready to deal with any contingencies and departments for combating heat stress and sunstroke. Additionally, multi-story residential towers have been built in Mina to house over 30,000 pilgrims, featuring modern designs inspired by the urban identity of the holy sites. Saudi Arabia announced plans to host another 1,000 family members of Palestinians killed or wounded in Gaza for the Hajj pilgrimage, according to the local media. SPA reported that the initiative is organized by the Saudi Islamic Affairs Ministry under a directive of King Salman bin Abdul Aziz Al Saud as part of the custodian of the 2 Holy Mosque guest program.
All pilgrims are expected to spend a night in Mina tonight and move to Arafah for Wukuf, where it's expected to be the largest assembly of humanity in this world. Hafiz Johari reporting from Jeddah en route to Mina for Astro AWANI.
As G7 leaders convene for the second day of their summit in Italy, today's focus will be on safeguarding their industries while steering clear of a trade war with China. Fair trade with the world's second largest economy will be discussed by US President Joe Biden and leaders of Japan, France, Germany, Italy, Canada and Britain.
The group of 7 rich democracies will also seek a common response to China's alleged support for Russia's military expansion. The meeting comes amid worsening trade relations between China and the West, exemplified by the European Union's announcement this week of plans to impose new tariffs on Chinese electric vehicles. The US, Japan and the EU, which attends G7 summits as an unofficial 8th partner, have all expressed concern about China's alleged industrial overcapacity. They say Beijing's generous subsidies, particularly in the green energy and technology sectors, have led to unfairly cheap goods flooding the global market, threatening Western companies who struggle to compete. China has dismissed the concerns, but Washington is pushing for a united G7 front. The group's finance ministers warned last month that they would weigh up steps to ensure a level playing field for all countries.
South Africa's newly elected parliament has convened to choose the country's next president after the governing African National Congress, or ANC, lost its majority in last month's elections. Lawmakers are expected to re-elect President Cyril Ramaphosa to form an unprecedented coalition government, but negotiations are still ongoing.
The 71-year-old Ramaphosa is seeking a second term, but his ANC party has been weakened after losing its parliamentary majority for the first time in 30 years, gathering only 40% of the vote. It will now need the support of other parties if Ramaphosa was to return as president. The ANC has reportedly reached a deal on forming a coalition government with the Democratic Alliance, a key party that won 22% share of the vote. The proposed agreement, which also includes the Inkatha Freedom Party and Patriotic Alliance, could see the Democratic Alliance take the position of Deputy Speaker.
That wraps up this edition of AWANI Tonight. I'm Hafiz Marzukhi. Thanks for watching and good night.